Hello and welcome. Control is a very weird game, and I want to talk about how weird this game is. When Control was released, it was well received by both critics and players. I played it when it was released in 2019 and I loved it. I decided to play it again recently and I noticed a lot of things which I want to talk about in this video. So without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. Control is an action-adventure game where players assume the role of Jesse Faden, the newly appointed director of the Federal Bureau of Control, or FBC in short. The FBC is a secret government organization that investigates paranormal phenomena. The game takes place in what is called the Oldest House. The Oldest House is the FBC's headquarters.
A place called the Oldest House. It's this featureless, bleak, concrete, brutalist architecture skyscraper in Manhattan, in New York City.
So the inspiration for the look of the Oldest House is brutalist architecture, which actually, I'm from Washington, D.C., and the FBI building there is a brutalist building, so it's kind of fun for me to see that in our game.
Control was released in August 2019 and was developed by Remedy Entertainment and published by 505 Games. It is available on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Windows. I played the Windows or PC version, so I will be talking about the PC version in this video. The game, as I mentioned earlier in the video, earned positive reviews from both critics and players, as you can see from these review websites. I usually stress in some of my videos that you must not like a game simply because it is well received by many other people. It is okay to love or hate the game. Ultimately, you must play the game for yourself to determine whether you enjoy it or not. This is the PC requirement according to Steam. Control is a very demanding game. You will need a dedicated graphics card to play it, preferably a gaming laptop or a gaming PC. This is my hardware, Core i7 10th Gen CPU with NVIDIA RTX 2060 with 6GB of RAM, 32GB of RAM and 4TB SSD. These are my graphics settings. Feel free to pause the video if you want to view the full graphics settings for yourself. This video will be divided into 3 parts: the mini documentary, the review, and the random discussions. If you are not interested in the mini documentary, you can skip to the review by clicking on the timestamp in the description. Remedy Entertainment has created something called the Remedy Connected Universe, or the RCU. The RCU refers to the shared storyline of video games created by Remedy Entertainment. Just like the MCU, which is, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All MCU movies are connected. The most well-known titles from Remedy Entertainment, including Max Payne, Alan Wake, and Control, are all set in the same shared universe and have recurring themes and characters. One of the DLCs in Control, which is the AWE DLC, is a crossover between Control and Alan Wake.
Do we know each other? This feels familiar. I can't seem to... I've forgotten it. I'm sorry. My name is Alan Wake.
The RCU has been officially confirmed by Remedy on their website. If you take a look at their website, it says AWE, the first Remedy Connected Universe crossover event. We love to put Easter eggs in our games, but what if some of them were more than Easter eggs? What if it's all connected? The article also says, by now, you may have seen the trailer for AWE, our next expansion for Control. For over 10 years, we've had a crazy dream. The idea that tales told in some of our games would be connected to each other, a connected world of stories and events with shared characters and lore. Each game is a standalone experience, but each game is also a doorway into a larger universe with exciting opportunities for crossover events. Although I played all the Max Payne games, I did not come across any reference to Alan Wake, maybe because I was not looking for them. Now that I have realized the connection between these games, I want to go back and play all Max Payne games again to find these references. I have not played Alan Wake yet, but as you can see, it has officially been confirmed that the two games are from the same universe, that is Max Payne and Alan Wake. Control was influenced heavily by this website called the SCP Foundation. SCP stands for Secure Containment Procedures or Secure Contain Protect. The SCP Foundation is a fictional wiki website with thousands of stories and articles about unusual things and paranormal objects. These stories are submitted by the communities or users of the website. So basically, thousands of people are creating a creepy universe with very interesting creatures. According to the universe the website has created, the SCP Foundation is a secret organization in charge of containing and experimenting on paranormal objects. Some of the objects are safe, while some are extremely dangerous depending on their class. The job of the SCP Foundation is to protect mankind from these paranormal objects. The creators of Control have officially confirmed the game was inspired by the SCP Foundation website, as we can see in this article from Wired. It says, the web's creepiest fictional wiki is now a mind-bending video game. Max Payne's developers, Remedy Entertainment, has based his latest game, Control, on the SCP Foundation, a huge collaborative fictional project written by hundreds of contributors. The article also says, the SCP Foundation has inspired books, music, and even a stage show. There are echoes of it in Annihilation, the book by Jeff Vandermeer that was recently adapted into a Netflix movie. The site played a key role in setting the tone and mechanics of Control, which is released on August 27 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Windows. The Secure, Contain, and Protect site was an influence on our game when you see these altered objects locked away in their cells because they have these strange powers, like the man that has to stare at that fridge or it will deviate, said Control's narrative lead Anna McGill in an interview with IGN earlier this year. Some of our inspiration came from digging through that website. This is the fridge from the SCP Foundation Anna McGill was talking about. This is the fridge in the game.
What are you doing in there?
Oh, thank God! Someone has to watch this object at all times or it deviates. I've been staring at it since yesterday with no breaks. You have to get me out of here.
I'm coming in.
Jesse? The fridge is doing something!
Before playing Control, I have never heard of the SCP Foundation and I did not even know what SCP Foundation was. But after discovering what SCP Foundation is, I am becoming obsessed with it. Unlike the Harry Potter universe, which was created solely by J.K. Rowling, or the Lord of the Rings universe created solely by J.R.R. Tolkien, the SCP Foundation is created by hundreds or even thousands of people submitting stories to the website. The universe of the SCP Foundation is creepy and fascinating. I will drop the link to the website if you are interested. I read some of the stories on the website and goddamn, people are creative. Some of the shit you will find in the website is mind-blowing. I mean, I highly suggest you read through the website. When we look at the video game Control, there is the Federal Bureau of Control, which is the FBC. I'll call it FBC from now on. There are a lot of similarities between the FBC and the SCP Foundation. They are both secret government organizations. They are both hidden from the public and will do anything necessary to maintain their secrecy. They secure or capture paranormal objects. They contain and store them in a facility and they experiment on these captured objects. The difference is, in the FBC, the objects are called Objects of Power or OOP.
It's an object of power. OOP. Oops.
An object of power. Looks like the hiss have latched onto it. We need to try it.
In the SCP Foundation, the objects are called SCP-001, SCP-002, and so on. While playing the game, there are files and documents scattered all over the map. If you pick up these files and if you read these files, you will see some similarities between the FBC files and the SCP files. Although Control was inspired by the SCP Foundation, it is not entirely a horror game. It is a mix of many things. It is part of a genre called the New Weird. To be honest, this is the first time I have heard of the New Weird. The New Weird is a mixture of sci-fi, fantasy, and horror.
I don't know if you're familiar with New Weird, but it's as a literary genre, it borrows aspects from science fiction and horror, and takes those things and twists them into something new and exciting and fresh. And so we were really inspired by that.
In my How Played video, I said the game is a weird game, but Control is a different kind of weird. For instance, if you have played Control, in the AWE DLC where you must kill Hartman, you fight a creepy looking creature. That creature is Hartman. Look at this creepy creature. What the fuck is this? What the actual specific fuck is this? There are two main entities in the game, the Hiss and Polaris. Let's start with the Hiss. The Hiss, as named by Jesse Faden, is an interdimensional resonance-based lifeform, and it is the main antagonist of Control.
Like somehow this hostile force, this
Hiss?
that works? Somehow the Hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The Hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
It is aggressive and it infects or corrupts everything it comes in contact with. The color red is used to depict the Hiss. The Hiss possess humans and take control of their bodies. The enemies you fight in the game are people possessed by the Hiss. The Hiss reminds me of Starro from James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Starro uses little copies of itself to possess people and control their bodies. While playing Control, you notice people floating in the air reciting an odd chant or incantation. These people have been corrupted by the Hiss. If you listen to these incantations, the Hiss will corrupt or possess you. It will corrupt and possess you in the game only, not in real life, so you are safe. The real intentions of the Hiss are still unknown since the game did not give us any other information about the Hiss. That is why this game is a very mysterious game. Control was originally called Project 7 or P7. The developers later changed the name of the game to Control. I think the reason why the name was changed from P7 to Control is that you either take control from the Hiss or you lose control to the Hiss.
Thematically, the idea of being in control or losing control is very much at the heart of the story.
The Bureau has been invaded by an otherworldly force, and Jesse, the new director, has to regain control of the building. So really, control is in every aspect of the game.
Trying to control dangerous forces and then things going catastrophically wrong.
Now let us talk about Polaris. Polaris is also a resonance-based lifeform, but it is the exact opposite of the Hiss. The Hiss can only be resisted and pushed back by Polaris.
You can't let this happen. 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 You stopped it. You... Oh, thank you. That was... horror.
While the Hiss seeks to corrupt and take control, Polaris seeks harmony and free will. Jessie has Polaris inside her. That is why she is immune to the Hiss and its corruption. That is why she can cleanse control points in the game, and that is why she can cleanse objects of power.
Hedron is dead, but you're alive here in me. Maybe Hedron put you in our heads when we met her. Maybe you were always there, and she was just trying to teach me how to trigger you.
Polaris also guides Jessie and leads her to where she needs to go or where she needs to be. As you play the game, Jessie talks to herself as if she is talking to Polaris. The fact that you are controlling Jessie while playing as her suggests that you are Polaris according to the game. So if you suck at the game, you are a bad Polaris.
Through here. You are coming through so strong. Darling, you use this HRA to lock the door. I have to rip it off to get in. Are you sure?
To be honest, I cannot fully explain everything about this game because this game is very weird and very mysterious.
All of this is up to the player to pursue. A lot of secrets to be discovered, a lot of mysteries in this world, a lot of challenges that the player can take on.
Control is a third-person action adventure with strong emphasis on supernatural powers. You play as Jesse Faden, who is the newly appointed director of the Federal Bureau of Control, or FBC in short. There is something called the control point. You must find and cleanse different control points in different parts of the game. The control point is used for fast traveling, upgrading your special abilities, constructing and upgrading your weapons and mods, as well as changing your outfit. Although you can only change your outfit by accessing the control point found in the central executive section of the game. What impressed me about the control point is how the room shifts when you cleanse it. The combat in Control is fast-paced, aggressive and fluid. The combat is not cover-based, but you can take cover if you want. This is the kind of game you enjoy coming out guns blazing. I actually like games like this where you don't always have to be taking cover. I like coming out guns blazing. You are equipped with a weapon that transforms or shapeshifts. The weapon is called the service weapon. You have access to a variety of supernatural abilities like levitation, the ability to launch objects at your enemies, and the ability to create shields using objects and debris around you. As you play the game, you gain new abilities. You can also upgrade your weapons and these your new abilities. I will split the combat section into two parts: the weapons and the special abilities. Let us start with the weapons. The weapon in Control is a shape-shifting gun that can transform into various forms such as pistol, submachine gun, shotgun, sniper rifle, rocket launcher, and a grenade launcher. The game calls these forms astral constructs. You don't reload your weapon. Your weapon, or should I say your gun, recharges itself. You should apply mods to help increase the recharge speed of your weapon because sometimes weapons with slow recharge speed can fuck you up during combat. Something impressive about the service weapon is how it moves when you aim down the weapon. And like I said earlier in the video, your service weapon transforms or shapeshifts into different forms. The first form you start with when you play the game is grip, or what I call the pistol. You can construct other forms by finding the materials needed for crafting, but the pistol is surprisingly good. There are other forms like shatter, or which I will call the shotgun. There is the spin weapons form, or the machine gun. Then there is the charge weapon form, which is also the rocket launcher. Then there is Pierce, or what I consider the sniper rifle. And then we have Surge, or the grenade launcher. You can carry only 2 weapons per loadout, but the advantage is that you can easily swap weapons in your loadout anytime during combat, so you are not stuck with a bad loadout until the next mission. You can also upgrade weapons to unlock slots for mods. You can only equip 3 mods per weapon. Now let us talk about the abilities, or the special abilities, whichever one you want to call it. In my opinion, the special abilities make this game unique. It is hard to find a game where you fight enemies in the air like this. You unlock these special abilities by finding and cleansing objects of power, or OOP, corrupted by the Hiss. It is possible to beat the main campaign without unlocking all the abilities, because unlocking some of the abilities are more of side quests than the main story. When you open the abilities menu, you see health, energy, melee, launch, shield, seize, and levitate. You upgrade them using materials you find by exploring the map or by exploring the game, whichever one. Enemies you kill drop some materials, or you can get them by opening the material box as you play the game. Although there are about 7 abilities in the abilities menu, the only abilities you get by cleansing objects of power are launch, shield, seize, and levitate. There is also evade, but it is not in the abilities menu. You cannot even upgrade evade, but evade is so powerful that sometimes it destroys everything around you when you use it. Now let us go through all the special abilities you unlock by cleansing objects of power. The first is levitate, which is the ability to fly or levitate. This ability is critical because you need it to complete some story missions. You unlock levitate in the containment sector by cleansing the Benikoff TV objects of power, or the OOP-7-KE, as you play the main story. Upgrading the levitate ability allows you to levitate for a longer period of time. While levitating, you can also slam into your enemies. Launch gives you the ability to use telekinesis. Any debris or object can be picked up and launched against your enemies. In fact, you can even pick up some dead enemies. Launch can be used to break enemy shields. You unlock launch by cleansing the floppy disk, or the OOP-5-KE. The floppy disk is located in the pneumatics section of the central executive sector. Seize gives you the ability to temporarily turn an enemy into an ally. A seized enemy attacks other enemies, but only for a limited period of time before that seized enemy dies. You can only seize an enemy when their health is low. Upgrading seize increases the time an enemy is seized. I barely used this ability. Man, look at the way I'm just saying seize. Seize is unlocked when you cleanse the X-ray light box, or the OOP-18-PE. Shield is one of the most powerful abilities in this game, in my opinion. This enables you to create a shield using debris or items around you. The shield becomes stronger as it is upgraded. The shield can make you untouchable depending on how you use it. The shield is capable of stopping all enemy attacks. You can even throw the shield debris at your enemies. The shield is unlocked by cleansing the home safe, or the OOP-22-KE, after completing the field training course in the maintenance sector. Now let us talk about modifications or mods. Mods can be applied to both your character and her weapons. Different mods do different things, like increase your energy meter, increase your weapons damage, and even increase your health bar or your health meter, whichever one. There are different tiers of mods, and they are represented by different colors like every other RPG. As you progress in the game, you pick up higher tier mods. You can craft and upgrade your mods in the control point, but don't waste your resources crafting or upgrading mods in the control point. Just play the game and you will eventually pick up higher tier mods. Control is a challenging game, but not on the level of Dark Souls. The base game or the main story is challenging but playable. Where the game begins to torture you is when you play the DLC or when you do some side quests. Holy shit, this game will whoop your ass. There are no difficulty settings. That means you must play the game as it is. However, if the game is too difficult, there are some accessibility options or assist mode to make the game playable. There is even immortality, but why would someone play with immortality turned on? What's the point? There is even one hit kill. Why will you play a game with one hit kill? I don't see the point in putting one hit kill. Anyway, I use assist mode while playing with controller. It makes aiming easy for me. I also used energy recovery multiplier and ammo recovery multiplier set to 10 to fight a surge. Anything above 10 makes the game become too easy, and even with that, fighting a surge was epic. Damn, that fight was epic. But if you want to fight a surge without enabling any of the assist mode or any of the accessibility options, then you have balls of steel. There are a couple of boss fights, and some of them are quite challenging.
The fuck is that?
Something I have noticed is that some bosses become regular enemies in the game. Control is an RPG, but not exactly an open world RPG, because everything takes place inside a big shifting building. But you can do side quests, you can upgrade and craft items with materials, you can fast travel and so on, the usual shenanigans of any other RPG game. Even though the game can be considered an RPG, the map is something some people might not like. There are no waypoints to show you where to go. The map is kind of useless in some places. You must rely on signs as you play or explore. Although I have played games like Horizon Zero Dawn that gives you waypoints, which of course I love Horizon Zero Dawn, but I like that Control does not hold your hands.
DC has is that if you walk far enough in one direction, you could end up someplace completely different. So all kinds of strange things happen there. It's not just a couple of rooms in an old abandoned house somewhere. There is adventure around every corner, and it's up to players to explore that and see what they can find.
Replayability of Control is bad. You cannot replay the game, or at least I cannot figure out how to replay Control without losing all my progress. There is no new game plus. If you select new game, you lose all your progress. Selecting missions is also useless. If you replay by selecting missions, all your progress, skills, your items, and weapons will revert back to the point before you started that mission in your first playthrough. Did what I say make sense? Trying to use English language to explain some of all these things is difficult. English language is a difficult language, goddamn. So, replaying missions does not make sense. I don't know why they will allow us to upgrade ammo, upgrade mods, apply mods, and any other thing in the game. But you cannot carry over your upgrades when you replay missions, and there is no new game plus. So what is the point? Why should I play an RPG game with upgrades and then I cannot replay the game with new game plus and then carry over all the upgrades and stuff, especially for a game released in 2019. Haba now, haba. Although you cannot replay missions, there are still a lot of things to do and discover. There are 2 DLCs to play. Side missions keep popping up. I think the goal is not just to beat the main story. I think the game wants you to continue running the FPC even after the main game has ended. The game even said there are still hiss that needs to be cleared.
The portal's been closed, but the hiss is still in the oldest house. And the lockdown can't be lifted as long as any trace of it remains. I'm working on a solution with my management team, but there is still a long road ahead.
Instead of just having a few levels that you can play through, we have a lot of different optional content that you can get involved with and get into the deeper lore of the universe. And there's a lot of surprises in there as well.
We can all agree that the graphics of Control is amazing. The game has a distinctive art style that really sets it apart from other games. The graphics do a fantastic job of expressing that weird and mysterious nature of the FBC's universe. The game has destructible environments. During combat, you can destroy almost anything around you. This game gives me Max Payne 2 vibe. I feel like this is how Max Payne 2 would have been if it was made current year. Remedy Entertainment has officially announced that they will remake Max Payne 1 and 2 with the same engine they used for Control, and I cannot wait. The story of Control is quite mysterious and confusing sometimes. Control does not explain the whole story to you. Even after you beat the game, you still need to do some exploration to demystify the game's story.
The main story of the game acts as an introduction to this world. It brings our main character Jessie into this world, and with her the player into this world, and plunges them deep into this mystery.
You unravel the mysterious world of Control as you pick up and read document files. You play some videos on the TVs you find in the game. You listen to audio recordings.
28 days now spent inside what we're calling the oldest house. Northmore insists on the name.
Or even watch some slide projector videos.
Ordinary. There's so much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before.
And also from a storytelling perspective, finding ways to tell the story through the environment and the gameplay is important for us. And sometimes it's even better when there is a certain kind of subtlety and restraint as well, that you see hints of something in the world and you start to form ideas of what that was. You create the stories yourself.
The game has a lot of unanswered questions. Questions about the Hiss and its origins, Polaris, the Headron, and even the Janitor. Who is the Janitor and why is he so important in some missions?
We take turns to come for a visit. I helped you. You owe me now. And when time comes, I will come calling.
So many mysteries, but even after all that, I had fun playing Control and I recommend it to those who like weird, mysterious and magical kind of games. The game is very red. Red is used to depict the Hiss, but some places are too red for my eyes. I am very sensitive to bright colors, especially red. Playing those missions where, there were a lot of red were like visual torture to me. The ashtray maze is fucking amazing. This is one of my favorite parts of Control. The shifting walls, the air combat, the background music, damn, this is one of the best gaming moments I have ever experienced.
That was awesome.
There is a fake ending after you complete the Polaris mission. When the credits started rolling, I was like, wait. I have not defeated the Hiss. I have not done a lot of things. Why is the game ending? Like, what's going on? And then I saw that the credits started to distort and I was like, okay. I see what you are doing there. I see what you are doing. Speaking of endings, we have come to the end of this video. I really enjoyed the game and I really enjoyed making this video about the game. I know this video is long because there is so much to say about this game. I still did not even cover everything about Control. If you like weird games like this, maybe you should check it out. The game is now cheap on Steam, or you can as well wait for a sale. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section. Have you played it? What was your experience? Did you enjoy the game or do you think the game is overrated? If you have not played it, does this game look like something you would want to play? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So, as always, if you enjoyed the video, slap the like button, subscribe for more videos like this, share the video, and I will see you in the next video.